Well, this is it. The final episode of what might be the last series on this channel. I don't know for sure if I'm going to start anything else anytime soon. If ever, but I wouldn't count it out fully either. The final Pokédex episode is currently being rendered on my laptop. So, yeah. Let's just get right into it. Way back in episode 7 at this point, we got the gold gloves, gold gauntlets, allowing us to lift bigger enemies. Well, we're going to put that to use today. In 2 different ways, even. Just get our way here. I guess I'll just say here, I don't want to bog down the video in the same way that I did with episode 5, but I had a lot of fun making this channel over the years, and again, it might not end, but definitely my frequency of uploads would drastically lower, if at all. You might remember we had to do a whole zombie form to get down here, and then go through the floor I'm standing on to get into the light. Well, we actually don't need to do that anymore. We could just land here and throw the polar bear. So the green key is going to be over on the right. Ow. Well, I did not intend to get hit by the side of that guy. Yeah. Alright, well this is going poorly right away. Let me actually not get the key, because why not? We're gonna use this guy, get through here. Wait, thank you. Excuse me? There we go. Bounce him like this. Now, you don't actually need to do that once you break the blocks. The only reason I'm doing this is to show that this platform appears if we do that. We get a music coin. You might be wondering, what does that have to do with bringing the enemy over there? There's one right here. But you'll notice the blocks are in a different state. So we have to change the state of the blocks, and then that'll change that platform up there. And so, that's what we're dealing with. Fuck you. Oh, okay. That's the right state. Yep. There we go. Now we need to change... The reason we need to change that is because now this platform over here will be up. This room right here, it's pretty empty, aside from the key and the one music coin. There is something almost kind of final feeling about this room. Even though this isn't the final chest, we're getting close, you know? A tower we've explored several times already is we're just unlocking new rooms as we speak. And there's the key that I said I would avoid. Doesn't really matter though. Now, I guess I should mention, since I'm basically going to end the episode right after I beat the game, I might as well mention that after beating the game, if you've gotten all the treasures... Okay, well, sorry, if you haven't gotten all the treasures, the temple, which normally, if you go into and get hints, the mysterious figure will tell you to go to the progression items. He'll instead just, like, you know, tell you, oh, you've unlocked this place and, like, this other level, and this one's optional. So he'll actually guide you towards optional stuff. If you do have all the treasures, you unlock a time attack mode. This time attack mode lets you test your best time by getting all 4 keys in any particular level, and then exiting the door where one of the treasure chests would be. Any of them, like either of them or whatever. So it's kind of like a routing challenge. I think that's kind of interesting, but again, that doesn't really interest me right now. And so we got some gold dust of some kind. And if you might remember this angry tree all the way back in N1, it's very poetic that the final chest in the game, at least the mandatory chest, will be all the way back in N1. I love when games do that. They come full circle. But, you know, gold dust, you know, back in my day, we had to, like, race Goron tracks to, like, get one of those in a bottle. Wario just opens a chest and there it is. Like, I can't tell if that's more or less convenient at this point. In Zelda, that'd be pretty damn convenient. And so we can enter the door of the tree. Now here we have some kind of interesting things here. First of all, there's a bunch of donut blocks you'll see here. This is just for a music coin, so it's optional. We don't really need to worry about it. Here, we gotta use these birds as our stepping stools. Make sure not to get hit by the string shot caterpillars, because this will have you tumbling down big parts of the track, the tree. Now here's I mentioned that one of the keys in S6 was really mean. Take a look at this one. You have to go right down the tree. There's no way to get back. Those little holes are just for the birds. You can't actually go in them. And I have to climb the tree again. Granted, it's not a long climb. It can be a little annoying with the caterpillars if you don't, you know, the best way to deal with them. Or if you're not rushing, I guess. If you're rushing through it, then it's a little easier. Because they don't even have time to react to you. So, here's our final boss of the game. I think its name is Anonster, like an anonymous monster. Make sure not to touch these little silk balls until they touch the ground and become solid, or else you get the string shot effect, and you tumble down this. And you know what that means? Doing the entire boss all over again, no matter how many hits in you are. Now, once you hit him, you might want to try and get to the left here, because if he ends up tackling you there, you don't want to fall down out here. Now, the way that these things travel is RNG, so you can imagine that having 2 of them there can be pretty tricky if he's in a bad spot, especially like in the middle of the room somewhere. There we go. I like the little grabby hands that he makes when he gets hit. Alright, now there's 3 of them. Yeah. There's not much I can do there. Unfortunately, that's just how the boss goes sometimes. Luckily, you can break right here. So it doesn't take you down the whole tree, thankfully. It's not as mean as the blue key. But, fortunately, it can be still pretty difficult. Now, you can actually skip the 3rd phase if, remember in the 2nd phase, he drops 2 of these things. So if you can, like, pick up one, throw it at him, and then quickly grab the other and hold on to it for the 3rd phase, that could work. Though sometimes it's not in a favorable position or an easy way to get to it. Or sometimes they separate a little too much. For example, one of them could just fall out of the tree here. In fact, I think one of them will. Well, yeah. Alright, so right to the left side here. Oh, Yeah, sometimes he just ignores you entirely and goes somewhere else. Yeah. Okay. That one really just cornered me. Yeah, unfortunately this boss is, pretty tricky. And sometimes it's just in a position that there's not much you can do, but just be in... Oh wow, I got off screen there. I didn't even know I could do that. It's kind of awesome. So yeah, the first phase is pretty easy. It's easy to dodge one of these. Oh, I don't like the look of that one. Oh, okay. Okay, well, if I had hit that guy, that would be nice, but... it's fine. You can do the phase skip, though. Okay. I think we got it. There we go. Woo! I guess use some of his silk to get us up here. That's it. The final treasure chest. And by process of elimination, you might expect the final music box. This is it. We have the last one. Now we can go pay that mysterious figure a visit. I love this music box, by the way. Mr. Blizzard, or whatever it's supposed to be. The temple. Here we go. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me just make sure I know which level I'm supposed to go to. The temple? Oh, that's me! I'm there! Wow. Alright. Now, before I enter the temple, there is something I want to mention quickly. I don't know if I had said this, actually, out loud, but I wanted to look over all the names of the treasures, because I actually wasn't fully aware of what they all were at the start of this playthrough, and I wanted to look them up. Well, I did, and I've decided to compile them by parodying a certain game you might be familiar with. I don't know, maybe a little niche, maybe a little under the radar. So, enjoy that. I had a lot of fun making this one. And with that, I think it's time we finish the game once and for all. Here we go. Wonderful work, Wario. Now replenish my power. I love that song. It's very Link's Awakening-esque with the music instruments. Oh, those are bigger rocks. Okay, no, Wario, stop running. You're running into them. You're making it worse for yourself. What the hell, dude? This is him. Man, this figure that my younger self just couldn't see anything wrong with. Well, I mean, I guess I didn't see him in this form, but still, man. I don't know why I trusted him as much as I did. Imagine the shock. Finally, I am myself again. Now I can rule this world. And the outer one as well. I need you no longer, Wario. I shall crush you like a bug. Now, real quick, it just says a hidden figure in this game. I don't know if it's stated anywhere, like, in terms of official sources in this game, but apparently he reappears again in Dr. Mario 64, of all places, and his official name is Rudy the Clown. So we got Rudy the Clown here. Here's what you do. Wait for him to do his little yuck, yuck, yuck kind of punch like that. Ah. Just hope you don't get hit by the shockwave of the other hand. He always does like a little pound on the ground. Now, you want to grab it and hit him on his nose. Now, whenever he does that attack, the one where he looks like he's trying to crush you, do not get hit by that. I guess I will show it off, actually. That is the lose condition for this fight. Now, what do you think is going to happen? You get kicked out of the temple, right? Yeah, just like, you know, like every other boss, just out of the room. So you could actually just barely avoid it by doing a high jump right in the middle of the room. Just letting you know. Even if it's high up, you can just get away with it. So what happens when you get caught by that? A save screen? Huh? Excuse me, game? Game over? This game has a game over? I remember the first time I experienced this, I was fucking shocked. I was floored. How? This game treats you that Wario is like this invincible titan. This, like, force of nature. He doesn't get hurt. He doesn't get, like, killed. He just gets slightly inconvenienced. You don't get a game over in this game. Imagine just going up until the final boss, and this guy gets you with the fucking game over you didn't even know was in the game. That is fucking awesome. That really just absolutely is insane to me. We can just press B to skip the cutscene, but goddamn, dude. Now that you sort of get an idea for how the boss works, there's actually a quick kill you can do. Once you grab the hand the first time, if you can time it just right, you can pick up the hand again, like that. I'll just show this off for the final hit. The music changes a little bit. It's more frantic. Yuck, yuck, yuck. There we go. And just 4 hits. And that's it. That's Wario Land 3. And oh my, what a twist. All those enemies. They were people. Oh my god, I shouldn't have, like, dehumanized them. God damn. They're all here. Thank you very much. Long ago, this was a peaceful world. But that meddlesome being appeared and tried to take control. We managed to seal away his power in the 5 music boxes. But he used the last of his power to change us into strange beings. Fearing his return, we tried to stop you. But we never thought you would actually defeat him. Thank you very much. So we give you all the treasure you have collected so far. Now then, let me send you back to your own world. Kind of a nice, wholesome ending. Now, Wario's not a heroic figure. In fact, the fact that he helped these guys is purely coincidence. But it's a nice gesture regardless. He's only after that treasure. And so, we get the credits. Long overdue. What a game this was. I adored it. There were always going to be some parts that I didn't always agree with. Of course, the golf game is the main culprit here. But as it stands, I am just very happy being able to finish this and show off. I don't know if I'd call it one of my favorite games, but it's definitely a bit of an underappreciated gem from the Game Boy Color. And this is saying something, because I think the Wario Land series is generally considered to be of high regard, just it's not exactly a popular one in terms of sales, maybe? Or at least in terms of things people talk about these days. But in terms of the channel, guys, I guess until the next time I ever decide to do something, if I do, I've had this channel for such a long time, and it feels good being able to finish my projects on it that I've been hesitating to finish for so long. What a beautiful song. I think that this song deserves to go up there with some of the greatest. It's really nice. And yeah, what a journey. We get perfect. That's everything. Thank you so much to everyone who's been around the channel for so long. Or even just for some people who have shown up very recently. It might not be goodbye forever, but for now, I think I'm happy leaving things where they are right now. I hope you all have a great day.